So here I am at St Mary the Virgin Church in Aylesbury, and we're just going up the path now. This is the church. I'll show you that. Lovely looking church here in Aylesbury, and it's got its own ghost, as you've probably seen. I've done a story on this before. It's the story of good old Jasper Jackson. Now, if you watch my videos, you've probably seen my story of Jasper before, but his grave is round here. Now, he was a person who was supposed to have thrown his wife down the back stairs of the church, and at Halloween it is said that if you come here and you run round Jasper's grave 4 times shouting his name, he will appear to you and he will tell you about impending doom. Now, there's not a lot of room to run around, I'm afraid. I'll go around the corner and I will show you the stairs that Jasper is supposed to have thrown his wife down, killing her. Now, he's supposed to have climbed to the top of the steeple, which you can't see properly from here, and he jumped off, and where he's buried is where he landed. Yes, right by this wall. But you try running around that if you can, and you've got to be very, very skinny. So if we go around the corner here, you will see the outside stairs, of which Jasper is supposed to have thrown his wife to her death when he was a minister here. There you are. Very creepy down there. Don't fancy it myself. But anyway, unfortunately, that's all a load of old tosh apparently, because Jasper was actually a cabinet maker who lived to a very old age, as did his wife, and of course they did nothing at all to merit the fact that he was made out to be a murderer. But good fun on Halloween. Now, another very interesting story about St Mary's churchyard is that once it was cordoned off by the police because a human ear was found in the graveyard. Now, it turned out that after a few days, after it was sent to the lab, it was in fact a pig's ear. But it made a lot of news in the Aylesbury press at the time. So, bit of an interesting story, but yeah, the story of the pig's ear. Now, St Mary's Square is a very nice place to live. As you can hear the bells going now. The cottages down here are lovely. And I bet they're a bit creepy at night, but I've heard no stories. There used to be a stone gargoyle that used to be down one of the grills in outside one of the cottages here, but I think it's been moved. I've not been this way for a long time, so it may or may not still be there, but I can't remember. Let's have a look. No, it's not there. Now, this is the Discover Books Museum, which is a beautiful old house. Look, it holds the Roald Dahl gallery now, but some of this goes back to the 14th century, and some of the building structure in there where it's been pulled away and you can see the oak beams and everything like that. This has just lately become a hotbed for paranormal investigators, because there is the ghost of a grey lady in here and other bits and things which have been heard, things that go bump in the night. But yeah, interesting place to come, the Books Museum. Now, I came on a ghost hunt a couple of years ago now, where I was told about a ghost on the staircase in this building. It was told on the ghost hunt that a feeling of somebody brushing past you on the stairs and a cold spot. I don't know how true that is, but that's what has been said. Now, I'm currently outside the old Saracen's Head pub, which is now the New Testament Church of God. Well, once upon a time, this had a ghost called George, who was an ex-customer who would not leave the place. Now, I don't know if George is still available at this pub for paranormal meetings, or whether he went with the going of the pub. But if George is still there, I'd like to know if anybody knows. Now, this is Friarage Passageway, and a Franciscan abbey or friarage stood here from 1386 to 1536, and I only have one report of a hooded figure being seen on this passageway, but I would have thought that this is a pretty creepy passageway in the middle of the night. Now, I once met somebody many years ago who worked here at the old Parrott and Coles office, who said it was definitely haunted, had many cold spots, and you always felt like you were being watched. But hey, that was in a party. We both could have been a bit drunk. Friars Square Shopping Centre. Now, I think in the 1980s I heard from certain people saying that the old toilets down in the cloisters, the underground market, there was definitely very, very scary things going on there, and security guards felt things down there. So be interested to know if things still happen down there, which I think is now used for storage. Now, this is the old passageway that leads from the market square to the Dark Lantern. Now, I've never heard of any hauntings going on down here, but this passageway deserves to be haunted. Now, if anybody used the Dark Lantern before it became the Egg and Monkey, you'll know what a dark place the lantern was. Now, if anybody's got any reports or if the Dark Lantern's got anything going on, please let me know in the comments. Now, this is the old Aylesbury Courthouse. Now, you're not telling me there aren't ghosts here. I mean, how many people have been hanged from that window at the top? Many, many famous murderers hung from there. So please, if anybody knows anything weird that's happened in that building, please let me know. Now, the Bell Hotel, that would have been here during the time of William Eden's murder, and this was definitely one of the hostelries that he could have gone in to have a drink. Now, also, this place is reputed to be haunted. There's many things that go on in the rooms and the living accommodation, mostly banging and people's voices heard. But yeah, the bell was here, and so it could be that if anybody's got any stories about the bell, anything that's happened at the bell, but I would love to know. Thank you. Now, sadly, this is the state of my favourite pub in the whole of Aylesbury. This was the best rock pub in Aylesbury. I loved it, and also it was the favourite pub of fish out of Marillion. Now, apparently there's lots of things that have happened in the living quarters of this pub, and I often used to find it was quite spooky in the actual men's toilets, but then I'd already drunk quite a few spirits, so I was probably well on the way to seeing anything. But yeah, so the White Swan, very nice pub, really enjoyed great nights in there. It's a shame what has become of it. Now, where do you start with the King's Head? This is the oldest inn in Aylesbury, and it is an absolute amazing place. Now, there's countless ghosts in here. There's the ghost of a lady by the fireplace in the Great Hall. There's a person on the stairs. Cromwell stayed here, apparently. It is an absolutely fantastic place, owned by the National Trust. One day I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do an episode, hopefully. But yeah, you cannot beat the King's Head. It is a beautiful building. So I've popped back into Aylesbury this morning because I missed out a very important haunted building here, and that is the Odeon in Aylesbury. So let's have a look at this and talk about the story. So this is the Lux, Odeon Lux in Aylesbury, where there is supposed to be a haunted screen. Screen 5, mostly reported in its ABC days before it became an Odeon. It was very oppressive after hours. Cleaners and staff would say that there was something in the room, something that was stood right behind them, but when they turned round there was nothing there. Also, there would be the lights would actually turn off altogether instead of dimming, and at times a face without features, only a mouth, would appear on the blank screen. It became eventually a time when the staff decided to complain and would only go in there to clean in twos. Now, whether that still continues now that it's a look cinema, I do not know, but hopefully in the near future I will get some tickets to go in there in Screen 5 and let's see if anything happens. So, I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the ghosts of Aylesbury. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of them, but I've enjoyed making this little video. I hope you do too. If you would like to subscribe, it costs nothing. I hope you will, because I like to do local myths, legends, folklore, ghosts, anything I can do, so please subscribe. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one, which shouldn't be too long, I hope. I know I've been away for quite a bit lately, but hopefully back. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon.